What up, YouTube fam? What's going on? Good morning. Good morning. Today, we're going to be talking about how to set yourself up for infinite funding, particularly how to build out your business and your funding strategy and those banking relationships for the first 2 years. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Jamal, the Credit Protector. Welcome back to the channel tonight, or not tonight, this morning. We're going to be talking about how to build out an infinite funding strategy. In particular, how to start your partnerships with the banks in those first 2 years of business so that you position yourself so regardless of what's happening in this recession right now, you could continue to get access to capital. Whether you're a new business or an existing business, these are some of the fundamental steps that you're going to need to make sure you're always in position. For my established business owners, you definitely still want to listen, stay tuned, because I'm going to be dropping some nuggets that you'll be able to go back and implement into your business. All right, so we're definitely going to go through this. I want to start off with my brand new business owners, but even if you're not a brand new business owner, stay tuned because I'll be dropping a couple of gems, a couple of nuggets, a couple of banks that you may not have thought about using before that are still open and available to you, right? So what I'm going to do is go through how to set up yourself for infinite funding in the first basically 2 years of your business, so that even as an established business or long time business owner, you still have these opportunities, right? With this, there's going to be a couple of different things that we want to do, and we're going to go by level. I broke it down to different timelines. So let's say we're at the foundation. You're at month 0. You want to, in month 0, this is your ideation phase. This is when you're actually thinking about what you need the funding for. I speak to a lot of newer entrepreneurs, W-2 employees, or folks seeking capital, and they don't know what they want to use the capital for. They're spending, like I've spoken to people who spent $5,000-$10,000 to get into mentorships, but they can't utilize any of the information because they haven't even settled on the idea that they want to invest in. This is the time that you take to build out in that ideation phase, right? This is that time that you're going to take to think about what it is you actually want your funding for. This is time to do a SWOT analysis if you want, really understand what it is you're getting into and why you're getting into it. What's going on, Jones? This is the time to understand what an exit strategy is. One of the mistakes I made early on, is that I didn't have an exit strategy for every play that I got into, right? What does that do? That leads to a drastic loss of money, especially in 2020 during those pandemic years. So take time, ideate, know what you're getting into, why you want the funding, where do you want the funding to go, and also know your numbers. It's important to know your numbers because even the lenders are going to ask that. That's going to be one of the first things that they ask you when you start talking to them. Even if you're looking at going to a CDFI, when you're looking at going to a bank, one of the things that you want to be able to do is speak their language. Banks are all about numbers. That is what's important to them. It's all about the numbers to them. So if you can walk in there speaking their language, walk in there telling them how much you need, why you need it, exactly where the money is going, how your business is expanding, that's going to make you look that much stronger. And for you, when it comes to going after the funding, it's going to help you understand what product is going to work best for you. Not knowing what you want this funding for can turn into a disaster because you can end up with a bunch of products that you don't need, or a bunch of products that's not putting you in the right position. Okay, so we want to do that. The next part of your foundation is you got to fix your credit. You got to fix your credit, whether you're an established business owner or a brand new business owner. When we're looking to establish partnerships and take advantage of this infinite money glitch, the part of building that foundation is fixing your credit. This is the part nobody likes to hear. Everyone thinks they can skip past this part. I know some viewers just disappeared. As soon as I said fix your credit, the numbers dropped. We're not going to be able to avoid it. It's 2025. We see what's happening in the market. The market is on a downward trend. We're going into a recession. When you're in a recession, the banks become tighter with their lending. The only people that the banks want to lend to are the people who look like they don't need their money. They're the people with high credit scores. They're the businesses with consistent, steady cash flow. If you're a brand new business, the absolute best thing, the absolute best thing you want to do is get your credit fixed. This is whether you're an established business owner and a brand new business owner. If you're an established business owner, you may still be in your foundational phase. You may have money coming in, but if your credit ain't right, you're still running into roadblocks. And this is whether you've been in business for 10, 20, 30 years. Fix your credit and start generating sales. If you're new to business, you haven't started your business yet, part of the ideation phase is actually going out, presenting your offer to the market, make some sales. I speak to a lot of people. They're like, "Man, I've been in business for 5 years. I'm looking for some capital." Great. What's your revenue? Oh, well, I don't really have no revenue right now. I had to start over. No. Get revenue. Get consistent revenue. Keep improving, right? Keep improving your ability to sell. Keep improving your ability to get revenue in. Why? Because when we're going for funding, banks want to see revenue. Once we're in position, and I'm going to talk about this a little later, going for business lines of credit, going for business loans, they're going to want to see revenue. They're going to want to see financials. No bank is giving someone $150,000, $200,000 as a loan with zero income. That's not a thing. It will never be a thing, right? So you want to start working on that now. Can you build a client base? Can you start making sales without even using credit? The gurus aren't telling you this. I'm gonna tell you this because I really want to help you get real funding, right? You're making sales. Great. Now you fix your credit, you made some sales. Perfect. Now we're on like the ground level. On the ground level, we want to do this is where you set up your business. Okay? This is where you form your LLC, your S corp, your C corp, depending on the type of business that you want. You want to set up your business bank account, your payment processor. So that's your Stripe, your Clover. If the bank that you're starting to build with has a payment processor, set that up. Payment processors are a cheat code right now. People aren't telling you about it, but payment processors are a cheat code because it can help you qualify for more funding without them necessarily needing your financials. Because with the payment processor, they're already trying. They're all not trying, but they can already see the amount of money you have coming in. Plus, they're making money off of every transaction that you have. So when the banks can make money off of you, they're willing to give you more money. It's a reciprocal type of relationship, right? They make money when we make deposits. They make money when we receive payments through their payment processor. So it's a win-win for everybody. That's one of the key things. So you're going to build up those different payment processors so that when you need that funding, you can actually rely on that. That's going to be one of your negotiating tactics in the future, right? So we build now, We stay ready so we don't have to get ready. So when you need that emergency capital for a new project or whatever, the relationship is already there. You're not coming totally empty-handed, butt naked, trying to get 40 to 50,000. That up. Some of my recommendations for banks when you're going for banks, I do recommend you get like 3 bank accounts at least. You want to have as many banking relationships as possible. Even as an established business owner, if you currently only have one bank, add 2 more. Work with 3 to 5 banks in total. Have an account at each bank. Depending on the payment process and their fees, set up a payment processor account at each one of these banks. Towards that, you want to have at least 3 payment processors. As things happen, your money may get frozen. You want to be able to immediately pivot and continue to get the income from another payment processor. So if you only have one payment processor, get 2 more. If you only have one bank, whether you're established or long-time business, get 2 to 4 more. All right. Some banking recommendations. You want to start off with, you definitely want to have a national bank, one of the top 5. So that's Citibank, Chase, Wells Fargo. You want to have one of those. You want to have 2 regional banks. I'm in the DMV area, so that could be United Bank, West Banco, Truist, Key Bank if you're further north, right? United One Bank. If so, there's a bunch of regional banks that you can choose from, and it's based on where you at. Comerica, if you're in Texas, okay. Key Point Credit Union, if you're on the West Coast. These are multiple banks you can get. I also recommend an online bank, and not just an online bank that will offer you lending based on your revenue. 2 of these banks is Novo Bank, Novo Bank is an online bank, or Lilly, Lili Bank. Also on your payment processors. Now, every industry is different. Not everybody is going to be able to utilize a payment processor for their exact business. But if you can, set up your Stripe account, set up your Square account, set up your Clover account. These payment processors are great because they add a lot of diversity. You're able to accept credit cards. You're able to accept debit cards. You're also able to create and send invoices. This is going to be paramount because these type of payment processors, these online digital payment processors, offer you funding based on the amount of transactions you're receiving. So we're setting it up in this foundation. You're setting it up so that in 6 months, you're now going to be able to borrow money from your online bank. You're going to be able to borrow money from your national bank. You're going to be able to borrow money from your regional bank, and you're going to be able to borrow money from your payment processors. Now, all that is done. You're still now, we're at, instead of the ground level, we're at the next floor up. This is where you want to start applying for your credit cards as a sole prop and as an LLC. Do both. Apply as a sole prop using your social security number, and apply for your business credit cards as an EIN. This a lot. Now you're double dipping. You're getting double the amount of funding that you would have gotten as opposed to if you're only using your EIN or if you're only using your social as a sole prop. All of the major banks offer business credit cards, even as a brand new business that doesn't have a lot of revenue. And guess what? We've already opened up those business bank accounts. We already established those relationships. So now they don't need to verify your identity. They know who you are. You came in, you shook the banker's hand, y'all chopped it up for an hour. They understand the type of business that you have. So it's not difficult to go in and request a credit card. For instance, Wells Fargo has their business Signify credit card. to apply for that card, you have to have an account for at least 2 months just to apply for a credit card. We're skipping over. We're building it correct so we don't have to backtrack. We want to be able to move forward. So now you know that part. Next, once you have your business bank account set up, this part is pivotal to getting more access to capital. So important. All the money that's coming into you from this point moving forward goes into your business bank account. It goes into the business bank account. If someone owes you money, tell them to pay the business. If someone asks to lend money, or you decide that you want to lend somebody money, write a check or do an ACH from that business checking account. Because now the banks want to see transactions. They don't want to see you just walk in, dump $10,000 and never use the account. Yes, they can lend on that money 100%, but they also want to see real activity. They want to see money coming in and going out of that account. So if you have, even if you're still a W-2 employee, you can have your W-2 check paid into the account. You can draft up a document between yourself and your business and start making deposits into your business account because you're giving your business a loan. You already connected your payment processors. So guess what? All of the funds that's coming through the payment processor is going into your business bank account. Now you have 3 to 5 business bank accounts. It's up to you to decide how you want to split that up, right? Read a great book that helped me with understanding this is Profit First. They break down how you open up 5 accounts, and each account has a particular purpose. You got an operating account, you got a owner's draw account, you have a tax account, you have a profit account, and you have an account just for savings and emergencies. You could break down your 5 business accounts the same exact way. Now when you're doing your deposits into your accounts, do everything you can to show at least $5,000 going through that account. That'll at least give you like a baseline internal bank score, right, of like a low 4 or a high 4. Once you hit $10,000 a month in deposits, that'll put you at a low 5. That puts you in like the higher tiers, the higher level of banking, where they start putting some respect on your name, where they start making a couple of more exceptions for you, especially when we're looking at our regional banks. The big banks, 10 grand a month is like still small change to them because, they're working with billions and trillions. But if our regional banks, our credit unions, putting $10,000 a month is a lot of money for a regional bank, for a credit union. They're going to treat you a little bit better. They're going to treat you more like a person and put some respect on you. And also they're a little bit more willing to help you when the business gets slow. Their fees are a little bit more lenient, right? These type of things, because we're thinking long term. Funding is a long-term game. Every business, no matter what your business is, every business is going to have a point in time when they're going to need some funding, whether you're operating out of cash flow or you're just operating off of debt. And there's different levels to it. This is just the baseline level. This is just to get you to where you can start applying for loans. But the levels of funding never stop. They just get more complicated. Whether you're borrowing money from the bank, you're borrowing money from friends and family, you're doing a Kickstarter, a fundraiser, you're borrowing money from investors, you're borrowing money from venture capitalists. It's all borrowing money, it's all leveraging another person's money. The complexity of it keeps increasing. This is the easy part right now. We're just fixing our credit, keeping up cash flow, establishing relationships. Even as an established business owner, if you only have one credit card, you need to get more. If you only have one bank account, you need to get more. If you only have one payment processor, you need to get more. Diversification isn't just for your portfolio or your investments. We want to be diversified. I've heard some people say, one of my mentors say, he's a polygamist when it comes to banking, right? Is you want to have more than one, always. So this is taking you between like that 0 to 12 month mark. So by the end of your first year, you got your foundation, you're showing revenue, you're showing deposits, your friends are paying you through your business, your family is paying you through your business. If you have multiple businesses, you can set up all of your businesses and all of your business bank accounts so that your businesses are transacting with each other. If you have a podcast studio and your podcast studio is inside of a home that your property management company owns, and your podcast studio is part of your entertainment or media company, your media company can rent the podcast studio space from your property management company. Now those two businesses are transacting with each other, showing revenue in each of their accounts, right? This is going to help you build up actual bank statements that we're going to need, because now at 12 months, we can go for business lines of credit at 12 months. Business lines of credit unlock liquid capital. This is especially amazing if you're a real estate investor. A lot of real estate investors need that immediate access to cash so that they can close on a deal. When we're looking at business lines of credit, let's say we want to do Fundbox or On Deck or Cabbage, which is now American Express. These type of B-locks want to connect directly to your bank account and see the cash flow that's coming through your bank account. And they want 6 to 12 months. Well, guess what we've been doing for the past 6 to 12 months? Building up revenue, go to Fundbox, On Deck, American Express, connect your business bank account. You're showing $5,000 to $10,000 a month. Boom, they're going to give you a business line of credit for around that same amount. So now you got your business. Now you have credit cards as a both a sole prop and as your LLC that you got from your national bank relationship, Wells Fargo, US Bank, Citibank, etc. Right? Boom. So we using those the whole first year. 12 months kick in. We got bank statements now. We got revenue through our business bank account. Let me go grab a couple of B-locks. Easy. Easy money. We're just constantly, the levels just keep going. You're not hitting any brick walls because you have the foundation built out. This is the infinite funding glitch right now. And things just rolling smooth. Level 3 in 12 to 24 months, we also have, now we could pivot. Let's say we don't want to use any traditional bank loans anymore. We still have our payment processors that are going to start offering you loans that don't require a credit check at all. They don't even show up on your credit. They don't even run your credit. They're just looking at how many transactions is coming through your payment processor. So now, if something happens to your personal credit, guess what? We got payment processors that's boop, go here, grab 5 to 15,000. And the payment processors can go, you can match that thing out. They can give you $150,000 if your business is generating that type of revenue. That's not a problem. It becomes a problem when you didn't build out the foundation, when you didn't set up the account early enough so that it can keep track of your income. That's where it becomes a problem, when we don't take the time. Just do the simple things. All these things are simple. Whether you're a new business owner or established business owner, everyone can set up an online bank account with Novo or Lily. Everyone can set up a payment processor with your Stripe and your Clover or your PayPal. I don't like PayPal. They held $10,000 of my money before for 6 months, never using them again. Not going to do it. Not at all. Not even a little bit. So set up the foundation. Now, 24 months, this is where loans start to unlock. This is where we can go for a CDFI because CDFI typically want to see like 2 to 3 years of our tax returns. This is where we can go for a business loan, because that around 24 months, you can unlock no doc funding because you established that relationship way back when you first started your business. You connected your payment processor with that bank so they can see the revenue coming in. So when your business is 2 years old, you walk in, you've already built 2 years of relationship with the banker. Hey, I need this business line of credit. I need this business loan. Okay, great. Your personal credit is still strong. So now they can give you and approve you for a no doc loan. The Chase no doc loan play that goes up to $150,000. Absolutely, it goes up to $150,000 when you have a relationship. When you have a relationship, when you have good credit, when you show the cash flow. U.S. Bank offers no doc business lines of credit and no doc loans. Same thing. You got to be in there. You got to be with them for at least a year. You're going to need to have good credit. They're going to want to see cash flow going through your business. Not a personal account, a business account. You spent the last 24 months showing them that your business is growing, showing them that you can maintain a healthy credit score. So now in 12 to 24 months, you walk into a U.S. bank, sit down with the banker. You can even apply online. Boom, $25,000 business line of credit. Because you put together the foundation. The time of we're done with the last minute. I need to hurry up and grab $50,000 really quick, but none of my shit is together. We're not, and you want it to be cheap. You want cheap, fast money without documentation, but also without cash flow and without a FICO score. That's a pipe dream. That's not what we on. It don't work that way. It will never work that way. If you want fast money, but you don't have any income and you don't have a good credit score, you're going to want to do some fundraising. You're going to want to have to just ask friends and family. Like, even when you go to a CDFI, they want to have a business plan. That takes us all the way back to our ideation phase. Every step of this is for the greater good. Every step is for the long term. It may seem like, all right, why am I taking a month to write out this business plan just to think about what happens if something goes wrong, put together an exit strategy? Because when you go to your CDFI, the CDFI is going to put you through their own internal program. I'm helping a client now in Ohio. He's going through his CDFI. First thing they had him do was go to orientation. Then he did his business plan. They're reviewing his business plan. They want 2 years of documentation. They're looking at personal taxes, his business's cash flow. It's a full doc process that takes 30 to 60 days. A lot of people don't make it through the CDFI process because it is slow. It's slower. It also requires full documentation. If we haven't built up our foundation, it makes it that much harder. It makes it that much more frustrating. But if you stay ready, we don't got to get ready. I help small business owners with all aspects of building out their foundation and going for capital, whether you need assistance or you want to learn how to fix your own credit. You want to learn how to properly set up your business. Maybe there are amendments that you need to make to your business. When I switched up my business, I had to change the name. I had to change the registered agent. I had to change my NAICS code. And I spent like 3 weeks just figuring out how to do it because I really had no idea. I'm asking people questions. I'm in people DMs. Yo, how do I fix this? How do I change that? I actually put together a community so that you don't have to guess. You don't have to guess. You don't have to try and figure it out on your own. We meet every single Tuesday, 7 p.m., going over a different topic on how to build, structure, and grow your and scale up your funding ability. Funding is easy when you have all the pieces of the puzzle. It gets hard when we're trying to just make the shit up as we go along. When we don't know what we don't know, and we just expect everyone else to cater to our business and what our needs are. Unfortunately, the banks are not in the business of taking a risk. They're not investors. They are not venture capitalists. They are not angel investors. Their job is to make money by selling money. Their job is to make sure they get paid. They're not in the business of taking risk on us. So we don't have our shit together, we look risky. When we don't have cash flow, we look risky. When we don't have a good credit score, we look risky. When we walk in there looking disheveled and not knowing how to speak their language, talk numbers, or at least let them know that we're really serious about what it is we do, we look risky. In the community, we go over how to navigate this space, how to put yourself in a position so that you can always get funding. Just in this live, I gave you guys a couple of tips, right? Setting up banks to go to, your payment processor, online banks that will give you funding with no credit check, right? So we keep going through things like this. Last week we talked about fintechs and what fintechs are great for. So we meet every single Tuesday. If you want the link to join the community, just comment community on the replay or on this video. I'll shoot you the link for the community. Or you can shoot me an email or you can DM me community and I'll send you the link so you can tap in. All right. Appreciate everybody for joining. I'll see y'all later. I'll see y'all on the other side. All right. Peace. Oh, remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment, hit the like button, hit the dislike button, all of that good stuff. I really appreciate it. And this way I know what you guys like and what you don't like, and we make more content like that. All right. Peace.